In this episode of Tales from Retail, we are reading 3 stories. Customer threatens me with being run over if he doesn't get things the way he wants them. Lady could not do basic math. And finally, customer denied wanting help. If this is your first time, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. If you like retail stories, check out my playlist in the description. Congratulations Andrew for the comment of the day. You can be sure I will make these shirts eventually. But for now, let's find some more Karens. Customer threatens me with being run over if he doesn't get things the way he wants them. A bit of backstory on this. I work in a store that sells different kind of furniture, some factory made and others handmade. Our work computers can see how many items we have in stock. In the event we don't have enough for one customer, we can see if the item they want is in stock nearby, giving the customer the option to pick it up themselves. I am going to be explaining the dialogue that happened between me and a somewhat unstable customer. Me is deal with cake, and the customer will call Jimmy for Jay, and he is insane. Describing Jay will be a middle-aged man, gray oily hair, blue overalls with a dirty t-shirt, arms covered in tattoos. Compared to me, I am a scrawny looking 18-year-old working his first job. Our story begins when Jay walks into the store about halfway through the day. I look up from the register and give him the usual "Welcome to the store and let me know if there's anything I can help you with." Without even making eye contact with me, he just yells at me to shut the F up. I roll my eyes and go back to working the register. A few minutes goes by and I hear something coming from behind me. I turn around to see Jay standing with his arms stretched and motioning with his fingers to come over to him. Now, since I am working the register, I cannot work the floor, so I tell him I will be with him shortly and I just need someone to take over the register for me. I go to pick up the store phone to call another employee when I hear him raising his voice. "Are you dumb or something? You can clearly see I need help. Is this how you treat all your customers?" My coworker hears this from the little other side of the store and comes running up. Look at me with a surprised look on his face. I tell him to hold the register for me so I can help Jay with whatever his issue was. As I start walking towards him, he looks at me with the deepest, darkest death stare. A stare I would not even wish upon my worst enemy. "Do I really have to yell to get some service around here?" "Sorry about that. What can I help you with?" Jimmy then turns around and points at a small bedside table. "I saw this was on sale last week for half the price. I want it now for the same price." "I'm sorry sir, I cannot do that, but if you're interested in it, I can check if it goes on sale soon." No. You did not hear what I just said. I want it for the price I saw." "Again sir, I am sorry, I can't just change the price." Note: this bedside table is around $20 and has never been on sale for less than $15. Is there anything else I can help you with? "Well, if I can get it for the price I want, then I don't want it at all." At this point, I assume he doesn't want any more help since he told me he doesn't want it. That's fine. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. With Jay on my right side, I turn left to walk back to the register. As I am turning around, Jimmy put his hand on my arm, holding a very firm grip while pulling me back, making sure it hurt. "Where do you think you're going? You're not done helping me." Jimmy then slowly lets go of me and starts smiling. He breaks into laughter and starts patting me on the back. "I'm just messing with you. I just think it's funny making people think I'm very cheap. Can I get 2 of these bedside tables?" Now, I am still dumbfounded by the fact he just grabbed me and pulled me towards him. So I am looking at him with a very questionable look. I tell him I will check now how many we have in stock. As I am walking back to the register to check the computer, I can hear Jimmy laughing maniacally behind me. I check the computer and see we only have 1 in stock. So while I am there, I check to see if there are any available in a store nearby. I see there is 1 more in a store close by, about a 10-minute drive. With that done, I walk back to Jimmy. "I'm sorry sir, it seems we only have 1 of these in stock right now." Jimmy's laughing then immediately, and his face went from happy smiling back to the same death stare as before. "Are you dumb or something? I told you I need 2. Before I even get the chance to tell him there's 1 available in a store nearby, he turns around and points at a very expensive wine cabinet with a price tag of $200. "If I can't get the bedside tables, then I want this cabinet for the same price as the bedside table." Again, "I'm sorry sir, I can't change the price. If you're interested, I can see there's one in this city. Oh yeah, and who's going to pick that up for me? Sir, nobody's going to pick it up for you, but we can call them and have them reserve the item for you. That would be a waste of fuel. It's either that or we order it and we can have it within 7 days. This is bad customer service. Before I get to make a response, he leans closer to me, locking eyes with me. You better hope you're not the one closing the store tonight, cause I'll be waiting on the parking lot for you. Now, I have only worked at that store for about 3 months, so I had no idea what to do in a situation where a customer is threatening you. So I just continue helping him. Either we reserve it or we order it. Those are the only options we have, and if that is not good enough, then I can't help you. Again, as I start to turn around and walk away, Jimmy reached his hand out again, trying to grab my arm a second time. Me, being prepared this time, pull my arm out of his reach and continue walking back to the register. Behind me, I hear Jimmy mumbling about how he wants to watch me bleeding in the streets. I reach the register and tell my coworker I need some fresh air. He just looks at me with a nod of approval. I then make my way through the store towards the back door. As I am walking, I hear the sound of fast approaching footsteps behind me. I turned around to see Jimmy charging at me and full-on sprint mode. Me, not knowing what to do, stops and stands there while awaiting his tackle. Before he reaches me, he goes from a full tilt sprint to stopping right in front of me. I will take the one bedside table you have now, and I would like the one in the other store as well. Sure, just tell my coworker which one it is that you want, and I'll bring the one I have out back. Being quite shaken by this encounter, I make my way to the storage units and find a bedside table that Jimmy wants. Now, these bedside tables can be heavy sometimes, so for a scrawny kid like me, I usually have to carry one with both arms. I make my way to the back with the bedside table in arms. I open the door with my elbow to see Jimmy waiting for me next to his car with his arms crossed. His car was a roasted up station wagon with rundown tires, a cracked front fender, and a terrible gray paint job. I try handing over the bedside table to Jimmy, but with no luck. Without uncrossing his arms, he just continues to look at me with a death stare. Since you're carrying it, why don't you just put it in the car? Jimmy opens the passenger door. Don't you dare scratch the paint. Since the table can be heavy, I have to lean my whole upper body into his car. So after putting the bedside table on the passenger seat, I start to pull away from the car. Jimmy is now standing right next to me. Before I get the chance to react, he grabs me by the neck and pulls me towards him. He looks at me for what felt like hours. Then he leaned into my ear and whispered, "Better remember this car because it will be waiting for you tonight." After threatening me, he pushed me away from his car and slams the passenger door. Making his way towards the driver's seat, he continues to stare at me with the coldest stare. Before I even realize what happened, Jimmy has driven off. Since this incident happened, he's been vandalized my car. They flooded the tires on my motorcycle, telling my coworkers how he wants to run me over and how we only want to be helped by me, so he can be up and personal with me. Now, this is not where the story ends, because it turns out I gave him the wrong bedside table. But that's a story for another time. First off, I wish no one of you guys ever have to deal with these kinds of situations. It is horrible, ugly, and certainly not needed. This male Karen is one of the worst we had on this channel so far. Jimmy, you are a level 100 Karen. You deserve the police to be called on you, and you deserve jail time. What he did was actual crimes, messing up with his car and car tires, and he also committed assault. I'm surprised he didn't get more violent, but still, OP in the comments said even 2 years after he left, Jimmy came and asked for him. That's harassment, and this guy is not giving up. Can you imagine if you have someone that just wants to get revenge on you multiple times, and they just don't quit even if they had revenge on you? Again, you are a level 100 Karen. You got lucky this guy didn't call the cops on you, and you're lucky someone put up with your horrible behavior. You did not deserve it, and I hope karma gets back to you. Is it bad karma to wish karma gets someone? I don't know, but I'll take the risk. Lady could not do basic math. I work at a grocery store, and attached to that grocery store, there's a gas station. There's a point system where every dollar spent equals 1 gas point. An example, $100 save 10 cents off per gallon of gas, 100 points. Every once in a while, the weekly circular would have a 2x the gas points coupon when you spend $50. So today, I had a shift in a gas station, which rarely happens. For a majority of the day, nothing eventful happened. Until this one lady showed up. She spent a good 5 minutes trying to figure out the point, but I was not paying attention too much because it was busy and I was more worried about other customers paying with cash. I am finishing up helping a customer and this lady comes up to the kiosk and starts telling me that her gas points are wrong, that she should have 20 cents off per gallon and not 10 cents that is being displayed on the screen. So I told her that I would go out there with her to try to figure out the issue at the pump. She hands me her store card and I scan it at the pump, displaying the 10 cents off per gallon. She points out that it is wrong, that she was just in the store and used her 10x the gas points coupon. CL for the crazy lady, and me, it's me, duh. I have my receipt. Would like to take a look at it? Yes, please. That way I can try to figure out what the problem is. She hands me her receipt and it shows that she spent $50 inside. Therefore, with her 2x the gas point, her gas point total should be 100 points. Your gas points are correct. You have the right amount of gas points added. No, it is not right. I should have 200 gas points. The correct amount is 100. You spent $50. 50 times 2 is 100. At this point, I am very confused as to how she thought she was supposed to have 200 gas points. That would not be right though. I should have 200 points. I used a 10x coupon. I had to explain that 50 times 2 is 100. 2 more times to her, and she still did not understand. I'm not arguing with you anymore. She looks at the pump and then asks where her gas points are because the screen was not displaying the proper gas price amount. I rescanned her store card for the 4th time because she continued to argue with me and the pump just canceled the transaction. So her 10 cents showed up and she pumped her gas and left. Customer denied wanted help. I work at your local home and ranch store. Our biggest seller is dog food. We have to restock all of it twice a day. This particular day, we had a field shift from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. At about 8, a janky customer, JC, approached me at the door to the back room as I was grabbing a new pallet. She did not have an inside voice either. I need help finding this particular dog food. She showed me a picture from her website. Oh, okay. I can show you exactly where that is. I just filled it. Don't bother. I've already looked. I put 5 of them out. They're still there. No, they're not. Look in the back. I know you have everything back there. Side note, we keep nothing back there unless it is a Friday. I go back to appease her, knowing fully well that it's not there. I come back out to find my coworkers in an intense verbal exchange with her as she is carrying the dog food that she got from the shelf, right where I tried to take her. JC is speaking to all the other customers. Don't ask for help here because you won't get it. And now I have to carry it to the front after Son merely refused to get it for me. Now the coworker, where was the bag? What does it matter? Y'all don't care anyway. If it was in the wrong spot, we need to know. JC cut the line of 10 people. I will never come back here again. Me to coworker. Thank goodness. JC to others behind her in line. See what I mean? They are rude. For the customers, nah, it's all on you, boo. JC leaves. Finally, coworker, other customers, and I had a good laugh as everyone heard everything as it was happening. Hey, did you like this Tales from Retail video? If you did, check out my Retail Stories playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort and time to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 9 of Tales from Retail. See ya!